Hello, everybody. Bill Sparks from Gilead Ministries, and I am here with Missy Cowan this morning. And we've been friends for a few years, and I've known her family for a few years. Worked with her sister at a previous job, and let her dad cut my hair a few times. And just been a real fun family to get to know and to be friends with. And so today we're going to take some time and talk about Missy's story. And so, Missy, let's just start out with, tell us what you'd like us to know about you and about your family.
Oh, wow. Well, about me and my family, I couldn't have asked for a better family. My mother and father have been strong units in the family for us, giving us what we need to see and the guidance we need to have to be the best we can possibly be. So I the family unit, I've got one sister, April, you mentioned, my mom and my dad. So there's the four of us. Dad just recently passed, as you know, Bill. Gilead, has been amazing for the family for so long. We've known you a good long time. You're like my brother that I didn't have. I only had a sister. But my family is very caring. My father, he really has said that if there's a need and he can fill it, you fill it. He was being a barber and he was a fireman. He community, big on community, biggest heart I've ever seen. My mother was the same way. She's worked in the school district, still working in the school district, actually. So we definitely were raised to be community, family oriented, loving, no matter who it is. If they need something and they come to you and you can fill that need, you fill it.
And so I just love the way you describe it. They truly were community and loving. And I don't know that I've met very many people like your parents ever in the entire time I've been alive. And they are really, really great people. And
I remember as a child, the two places growing up was the fire department and the barbershop. So those are the two places I remember hanging out and being with my father, because he had his own barbershop. He worked with my Uncle Bill Perkins in his barbershop, and he was a firefighter at the same time. But again, there's so many lessons I learned in being in that barbershop and being in the fire department, the stories, the men that came through, and, the help that Dad gave to them. If anyone came in the barbershop and needed a haircut, even if they didn't have money, Dad would cut their hair. And he'd say, just get back with me, because he knew if you had a clean haircut, you felt good about yourself.
So let's start with your dad's journey, because that's kind of where the bumpy road begins. So talk to me about your dad's journey. It was the multiple myeloma, if I remember correctly. Tell us about what's going down and how life's coming about as you find out that your father is struggling with this disease.
Wow. He fought, and he's a fighter, as you know. And I'm thinking, oh, Lord have mercy, such a good man, and so many things happening to him. But he, again, fight. The fight was on, and he took that fight of going through, his cancer treatments. And, he, wherever the need was for him, Gilead was there for. And I don't want to jump ahead of you, but you guys have been there all along, and I am so grateful for that. But, he fought that and fought that. It became, what do we say? It was in remission. And it stayed there for a bit, came back though. And again, he didn't flinch to fight. So he's shown me again his strength. And no matter what happens, you fight. And so you do what you're supposed to do and you fight. And he's always been a man of God. So he kept, working at his barbershop throughout all of this. Of course, he had to be careful, but you weren't going to stop him, should I say. He was going to live his life to the fullest. And I believe he did that. It was just difficult. And mom, bless her heart, I mean, going through that too, as you know, if one person has cancer, the whole family has cancer. I don't care what kind it is. She was right there, a trooper, just right there the whole way. So again, strong family unit has been what I've seen all my life. And I know I'm blessed for that. Yeah, his strength helped me when I needed it. For my diagnosis of breast cancer.
So as time goes on, obviously you talked about your own diagnosis. So give us the leading up to when you found out that you had breast cancer. Tell us about the process of finding out and what you had to do. And then whatever you want to tell us from there. And
I went in for my routine mammogram. And I thank God I did. I was already a year late. I kept going, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. So a year after I was supposed to go, I went in, and they found it through routine mammogram. And again, not a lump. Mine, I had two different forms of cancer, the ductal and then the more aggressive form. So, and it wasn't a lump. It was stage 2 that I ended up having. I got a phone call after my mammogram. Fibroids are something I'm used to. So when I got a call back, it didn't upset me. At that point, I just thought, oh, here we go again. And I'll have to go back in for a biopsy or something like that. But things went so fast, Bill. I mean, I didn't understand. They knew more than what I knew. And so as I was kind of learning and going through at the same time. So it was kind of like a whole shock feeling as you're going through this. Once I was told, I got the phone call, I was in a staff meeting with my staff and conducting that meeting, and the phone call came in and I thought, okay, hold on. And I just let my staff know, give me a couple minutes, I'll be right back. And so when I went to the next room and they told me, you have cancer, 2 forms of cancer. You know how it's always good to have someone with you, because once you hear cancer, it's hard to hear anything else. So it's kind of like, whoa, wait, what? I have cancer? They says, yes, you've got 2 different forms of cancer. We need you to come back into the office. And so they gave me a date within a couple of days to talk about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to address this. Now, I'm still trying to understand, I still hear you've got cancer in my head. So I'm trying to pull all that together. I'm thinking about my job. I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about my mom and dad. When I found out I had stage 2, I knew that there's some choices I had to make, that I would not be the same, only because I chose not to have the reconstruction, and everybody has to make that choice for themselves. And there's no wrong answer in that. And, for me, the first time, Bill, that I saw after surgery, I knew it was going to be a jolt to my spirit. It was, as much as I tried to be the strong one, that's a jolt that no one can prepare you for. Things are going to look different for me. I'm going through this process of I lost my hair after the second chemo. So at that point I knew, okay, I'm going to embrace being bald, and I'm going to be who I am, and keep going. I also then became pretty active on Facebook, making sure women knew my story. When I had to shave my hair, I put that on Facebook because, I wanted them to see this is not who I am, and that I'm still the same person. I may look a little different, but we're going to go forward. And I look, after I get through these things, Bill, I look back and it was Dad. Dad pulled me through this. As he should, had his own to deal with. I just knew that if he could do it, I could do it. Anyway, I went through 26 chemo treatments. And then I had, so I can't even remember the number of radiations, but you do radiation daily. Chemo, not as much, but radiation is a daily thing. And again, as I went in daily, my husband took me every day, and the ladies were just, your husband is an amazing man. I said, yes, he is. He's seen a lot. And yes, he is, to still be here and love me. And that was what they were trying to tell me. Most women, after that first week of every day, and then how you have to recover from that every day, from the burns and the scars, and they leave. So again, I was blessed. Bill, I've been blessed all my life. No matter, it doesn't mean everything went right. It doesn't mean all was good. It doesn't mean I didn't have tough times or things, tough things to deal with in my life. But through it all, I've been blessed. So once I got through radiation, I think it was a couple of months of that. And then being there, and, taking those chemo treatments and seeing all the different ages. It's not just old people. I mean, you don't know until you go through it. There are young people going through the same thing that I was going through. And I go, Lord have mercy. And then older people going through it. I'm like, Heavenly Father, I prayed my way through every treatment. I prayed my way through every radiation treatment. And I thank God I had support and good people around me, because I thought about those that don't have family like I do, that people are there, but they're not 100% there like I had. Oh, Bill, again, I have looked at life so different. I always had a positive outlook, but at the same time, the value in the right place, it's realigned, where I put my value, and how I see things in life, and what I now deal with that I didn't, that I was dealing with before. And I go, you know what? That's not going to deal with that. That's, to me, small potatoes. It really has made me take a total 360 look at how I move forward and in life with this. I do have now, I've gone through all of it. I am cancer free. I do have maintenance, medication that I have to take for 5 years. I'm doing pretty good. I'm blessed. I can't say that enough.